Hey, it's your old buddy Jazz McKay here, and recently I was invited to be a guest on a podcast called Mornings Across America. It's a weekly video show that showcases a revolving cast of characters, usually radio or media personalities, and they sit around and they talk about pop culture and frivolous topics like the Kardashians and who's the best masked singer ever. So I fit right in. Not. I honestly don't think the producers knew what they were getting into when they invited me to be on this show, but it became pretty apparent real quick.
We've got a turd in the punch bowl. I repeat, we have a turd in the punch bowl.
I'll tell you all about it next. Before we go any further, please subscribe to my channel and click on that little bell so you get notified every time we've posted a new video, which we do pretty regularly. Yeah, so anyway, I was on this podcast the last week called Mornings Across America. Yeah, and the host is Sandy McElry, who's a DJ out of Austin, Texas, and the producer is Tracy Johnson. And Tracy owns the Tracy Johnson Media Group, which is a radio consultancy firm. Now, like I said, the format is two media people with the host, Sandy, talking about pop culture and current events, nothing too heavy, nothing too serious. And for this show, they teamed me up with a fashion model named Claudia Jordan. Now, I've got to admit, I have never heard of her, but according to her Wikipedia page, she is 47 years old and an American talk show host, actress, model, and reality television show and radio personality. She's known for appearing as a model, get this, on Deal or No Deal. Yeah. But wait, there's more. She was also a model on Price is Right. She was a Barker's beauty. What do you think of that?
It's a relaxing hot tub.
A new spa. A new spa. A relaxing spa.
Did she ever give away a new car?
It's a brand new 2004 Dodge Ram 1500 SLT Quad Cab.
How about a catamaran?
A new catamaran.
What about a fun water trike?
A fun water trike.
Hot trikes are for little kids. Ooh, I got it. How about an exciting water bike?
An exciting water bike.
Or what about a Pilates machine?
It's a new Pilates machine.
But it appears that Claudia is best known for appearing on seasons 2 and season 6 of Celebrity Apprentice with President Donald Trump.
Claudia, what did you think of Melissa?
Well,
generally speaking, what did you think? And what did you think of the meltdown?
the meltdown was, it was embarrassing for her, I thought, and her mom. And I was a fan of Joan Rivers, and I just thought that was just a bad way to go out. I was really mad when I left, and I said some things about her appearance, but I felt like, it was over the top, and I didn't think that she had a bad firing. I think you were very gentle with her when she got fired.
You're being very nice all of a sudden.
She also was on a program, I guess, called The Real Housewives of Atlanta or something like that. She's got quite a resume, really, but I had no clue. I had never heard of her. Completely oblivious. No disrespect to you, Claudia, but I don't follow that sort of celebrity stuff. Two more opposite guests, complete polar opposites of each other. You're not going to find. Okay, but so anyway, they started the show, and it was friendly enough at first.
Welcome to Mornings Across America. My name is Sandy. I'm your host. Every week we bring in a couple of radio people, multimedia people, and we visit with them. This one's going to be a doozy, friends. This one's going to be a little bit different than normal. We may dip our toe into a little bit more politics than usual, maybe social issues, things like that. We'll get to that. We'll see what happens because I'm not really sure. But let me introduce our two guests. One, we've got our first returning guest. We convinced her to come back and join us again. Claudia Jordan, how you doing? Oops, sorry. Say that again. I'm sorry.
I am good. Good to be back.
It's good to. I'm good. It's good to see you. I've been watching you I've been watching you. I see you. You're everywhere right now.
Oh my God, I've been trending like every week, and let me tell you, the social media trolls are wow, just wow.
They're out there. Let's say hi to our other co-host. He is a radio vet, been doing it a long time. He's worked in Top 40 radio, also made the leap from that over to talk radio many, many years ago. He's in Bakersfield, California. Jazz McKay. Hey, Jazz.
What's happening, Sandy? Claudia? You're a voluptuous love goddess, and I don't say that to just anybody. Now, let me interject in here. The voluptuous love goddess thing is something that I have been doing for years. I actually started doing that in my stand-up routine when I did stand-up comedy back in the mid-'80s. And it's just a little joke. You know, you say it like this, you're a voluptuous love goddess, and I don't say that to just anybody. And then a couple of minutes later, you're talking to another woman, and you say, you're a voluptuous love goddess, and I don't say that to just anyone. You get it? So it's been kind of a tagline of mine for a long time, but I don't think Claudia, I think that's what kind of I don't think she liked that, to be honest with you.
It sounds kind of creepy, actually, but let's just call it what it is. You can see it on Jazz's head, his hat, Trump, Pence. Is that this year's, or is that from back in 16?
No, I have a full collection. This is a 2020 hat. I have 37. 37 or variations of the MAGA hat in the collection. Yeah.
And on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, and although not wearing a hat or anything, is Claudia, who, if you know
anything,
well, you know what I meant. Anything repping her political.
I'm sorry,
You're mine, I see.
So there it is. Sexual reference number 2 from the creepy old man in the beard and the MAGA hat. And I don't think Claudia is now remember, she doesn't, I don't know who she is. I've never heard of her. She has no idea who I am and where she's completely oblivious to me, my character, with how I act and things I say and stuff like that. But you'll find out in a moment. She doesn't appreciate the sexist comments there. I go there. My mind goes. I apologize. Sorry.
Not repping anything political that represents her political beliefs, but if you do know anything about her, Claudia is very much to the left. So we've got the left, and we've got the right, and we've got me kind of in the middle. So I'm just going to referee right now.
Oh wow, this should be fun. I'm always open to hear the other side. So I had friends since I was a youngster that were on the opposing side, friends of all types. I hate how it is now where no one's even open to even hear what the hell the other side has to say, because everything on your side is not right, and I'm willing to say that everything on my side's not right. But when you can't be right about everything, it's just not possible.
Jazz, what about you? Have you experienced that with people?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been 45 years of radio, the last 28 of which have been in talk radio. And I haven't always, in throughout my life, I think that I have gone from one end to the other. I started my political, experience at a very young age, and a member of the Socialist Workers' Party when I was 16 years old. Yeah, I was. I went from that extreme to where I am today over the course of 50 some odd years.
Our country is so in a place where party is over country, where it's so fucked up, where we have Democrats and Republicans hating each other and siding with foreign countries over your own country because of their opposing parties. And we're not going to get anywhere like this.
She almost sounds like I don't know if I can say it. It's the N word, and it's a bad word. Nationalist. You know what a nationalist is? Someone who puts the best interest of their nation, of their country, above all else, all other nations around the world when it comes to foreign policy. And that is a little surprising of a thing to say coming from a liberal Democrat, because Democrats and liberals, they embrace globalism as opposed to nationalism as a rule. So I should have interrupted her. I should have asked her to clarify that, but I was trying not to interrupt. I was trying not to dominate the conversation. I was trying not to dominate the conversation, at least at that point. A little later, I clearly failed in that endeavor.
And, you know, people have their reasons why they support certain candidates, but we all have different experiences. You guys are white men in America. I'm a black woman with an immigrant mother in America. I bet you that we've had different experiences in this country.
Now, when a liberal starts talking about different experiences, it almost sounds as if they are expressing their individualism. You know, you as a white man have a different experiences than I have as being black and the daughter of an immigrant woman. But what she's doing actually isn't endorsing the concept of individualism. She's endorsing the concept of tribalism. All right. So there's a big difference between the two. Liberals will endorse the idea, the concept of tribalism in the form of different races. There's the black experience, the white experience, the male or the female experience. In other words, they put them into groups. All right. But whereas we as conservatives look at the individual experience, the idea, for instance, Claudia Jordan has unique experiences in her life as Claudia Jordan, not as a mixed race woman. I have different experiences because my name is Jazz McKay, and I'm the only one that's ever had the experiences I've had in my life. I endorse and believe in the power of the individual and the experience of the individual, not as a group. I hope that made sense.
And I just feel like we're at a place now where people just give a damn about what's in their bubble and how it affects them, their house, their guns, their money. Where I'm in a position where, listen, if I vote, Biden's tax plan will probably affect me, but I care about other things besides that. And we can't just focus on one issue. And I just feel like that we're so far gone, and it's not, Donald Trump is not the savior.
So she's embracing the collective and scolding the individual there. She's suggesting that rather than celebrate and empower the individual, that we should embrace the concept of it takes a village. And she's virtue signaling by saying that she is willing to give away more of her hard-earned money, her property, and that you should be willing to do the same. You know, that's a swipe at 50 Cent, the rap star who said that he's endorsing Donald Trump because he doesn't like Biden's tax plan because it's going to take more money away from him. You know, we can come together on one thing. We should, as Americans, we should come together on one thing. You said, it shouldn't be just one thing that we vote on. You know, we shouldn't be so narrow-minded as to vote on one specific thing. I think we should. And that one thing is freedom, liberty. That's what we should, as Americans, all come together on, is freedom and liberty. We should look tyranny in the face and, frankly, kick it in the balls when it's not looking. Now, at this point, I was trying to talk about that dreaded F word that the liberals just hate so much. You know, freedom. And my intent was to relate that to the First Amendment, a social media censorship, and the cancel culture, stuff like that. And then secondarily, economic freedom, in particular taxation and the economy. But as you'll hear, Claudia interrupts me thinking that I was going to talk about guns, which is fine with me. I mean, that's not a problem. That wasn't my intent, but I love talking about guns.
Paranoia that they'll have, that the Democrats want to take away guns. We don't need...
That's not paranoia. That is an absolute fact.
True. Taking away weapons of war is not... No one ever said...
Define a weapon of war, Claudia.
Assault weapons, you need...
What makes it an assault weapon?
Automatic rifle,
automatic rifles are weapons of war. Do you know that you cannot purchase an automatic rifle in the United States without a severe, and I mean serious background check?
An AR-15, for all intents and purposes, is a semi...
Now, this is where it kind of started to go off the rails. Guns are something that I am very, very passionate about. And it's something that I am familiar with. Gun laws, gun control. If anybody that knows me knows that when it comes to, if there's one issue or one topic that I can converse on, It's guns. And when debating with a person who's virtually unarmed with any facts or figures and just, loaded with buzzwords and phrases like weapons of war or gun show loophole or all I want's common sense gun control, I'm going to give them both barrels and show them no mercy. I really don't care who they are.
See, I love this. People that know absolutely nothing about guns are going to lecture those of us who understand and comprehend exactly.
What? Okay, how about let's narrow it down. Let's narrow it down.
I'm paranoid, and Trump is a Russian asset.
Well,
I'm the paranoid one, but Trump is a Russian spy.
This is the problem in America. You white old men think you know everything, and when someone else has anything else to say,
look at that. She breaks it down to race. She plays the race card.
Because there is a race.
Play the race card.
You're over talking me, and you don't want me to say what I have to say. I'm trying to tell you a fact.
She plays the race card.
I went to a gun show in Texas, and you just said that we can't get these weapons. Every single weapon you could ever ask for was there.
No machine guns not being sold in Texas even.
I have video of all this stuff. And we didn't have to go through a background check.
So you see, this is what I'm talking about. You think that machine guns are being bought and sold at gun shows every day. And I'm telling you right now, they're not.
So
they're just not.
So again, you're discounting what I'm telling you. I went with my military veteran.
You're talking about fully automatic weapons, Claudia, not semi-automatic. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, that's where I was going. Hold on, time out. That's where I was going with the
weapons.
The AR, the AR-15.
More firepower that you need to go shoot a deer and hunt. But then you have the same weapons that these deranged people are going and shooting up all these schools, shooting up Vegas. You can get those kind of guns, and they're not that hard to get. No one wants to take away your right to have. My boyfriend has guns. He's a military vet. 20 years.
You live in Texas.
You interrupted, Jess.
You're gonna cut me off every time.
Yeah, let's let Claudia finish her thought. Go ahead.
This is why I'm saying there's no respect. And when I brought up your race, there is a thing of entitlement. There is a thing of shut up. I know what I'm talking about. You don't. And I'm a woman, right? So let's just have a conversation.
Plays the sexist card.
Goodbye.
And that's how it ended. And I didn't even get a chance to talk about the fact that the sale of new fully automatic machine guns, or whatever you want to call them, was banned in the United States in 1986 by President Reagan. In order to buy one that's manufactured before 1986, you must first have on hand between roughly $10,000 and $35,000 in cash. That's enough to buy a low-end machine gun. Then you got to find the gun, which is going to be difficult. Let's say you decide you want a Thompson submachine gun. Submachine gun, by the way, fires handgun ammunition as opposed to rifle ammunition. And then once you find one that's for sale, that's when you then go through the process with the government. You have to apply for a federal license to purchase it, and then you sit back and wait for the feds to approve your license for purchase of a fully automatic machine gun. That generally takes between 9 months and a year and a half. And then they say, okay, you're eligible to buy it. Here's your license. Then after that year, let's say it's 12 months, you have to hope that that seller still has that weapon if you haven't already given him a deposit or you paid for it in advance. But you're going to go through a serious background check. It's going to cost you a boatload of money. It's really not worth it. And it's also going to take at least a year. You cannot, under any circumstances, in any state in the country, walk into a gun show and legally purchase a machine gun, a fully automatic machine gun, or a select fire gun, which is also another term that's used. You can't do it. No way, no how, nowhere. I wish you could, but you can't. And as to her claim that fully automatic weapons are used in mass shootings in the United States all the time, like those in schools, that's just not true. It's not true. In fact, there have only been 3 documented criminal cases of shootings with fully automatic weapons since 1986. And those are September of 1988 and September of 1992. And then you got the famous Battle of North Hollywood in April of 1997. And the 2 weapons that were used there weren't really automatic weapons. They weren't machine guns either, because they were actually converted semi-automatics, and not one of those 3 cases was a mass shooting. And she also brought up the Country Music Festival shooting in Las Vegas in October of 2017, which doesn't qualify either, because the weapon used in that particular case was a semi-automatic with a feature on the butt of the gun called a bump stock. And it simulates a fully automatic gun, but it's not. So that doesn't qualify, that doesn't classify either. And by the way, right after that shooting, President Donald Trump, in somewhat of a controversial move, signed an executive order banning the sale and I believe even the possession of bump stocks. Those are the facts, ladies and gentlemen, which can be very stubborn things to brain-dead liberals like Claudia Jordan, which is why I think she reacted the way she did, because she probably knew she had lost the argument and decided just to end the whole thing, make it stop, make it go away by closing her laptop and putting an end to it. In fact, that's what I'm going to do right now, because this video's already gone on twice as long as anything else I ever post here. I won't even bother addressing the smug, snotty, elitist, and quite frankly, racist and sexist attitude and comments from Claudia Jordan about us paranoid old white men. Ooh, ageism too. Add that to the list. I think all of that's really obvious to everybody. I'll post links below, by the way, to the full podcast if you want to go and watch Mornings Across America, and some links to websites that will reference, that you can use as reference points to the stubborn little facts that I laid out here. Until next time, keep your powder dry. God bless America. I'm Jazz McKay, and I'll see you. Well, thanks for watching. Be sure and like this video, subscribe to my channel, share to your social media, and leave nasty comments below. God bless America, and death to the New World Order.